Do you think that social media is a distraction for teenagers?
I don't think it is entirely, but some people just get so carried away and attached to things that it becomes their god, and they become very addicted to it.
Our parents do complain that, oh, my this girl does not talk to me, she does not open up, he does not, if I ask him, he will be giving me one-line answers.
I feel like it's because of maybe the way they put it. Sometimes some parents might be wanting to, all of a sudden, wanting to start getting close to their child, and then they'll start feeling opposed, like in a kind of way, because
And every now and again I have teenagers that say, Auntie Precious, I want to tell you something, don't tell my mother, don't tell her this, and I'm telling you, I've not told anybody. And I'm wondering, I mean, as much as it's an honor to have that kind of private information, I also feel like, oh, there's a parent in the life of this girl, why is she not able to talk to them? So I wanted to speak for all the Teenagers Association of the world. So if there is something that parents can do to have their teenagers open up more to them, what do you think that thing will be? One of the things that teenagers are known for is activity. They are always active, they are woke, they are always on the go, and their energy is always over the roof. So today on P&T Show, we're going to be talking about the social life of a teenager. And it's so special because we have a teenager to talk about it. This one is not exporting adults to come and importing adults to come and talk about it, but today we're having a teenager live in the studio. Come on, I want you guys to get excited because the teenager I have in the building is such a special one, and she's someone very close to my heart. And her name, you would love it, by the way. So I'll just do her the honor of introducing herself. By the way, is she not looking beautiful? So, P&T Tribe, let's dive in. No protocol. Let's get to meet you, my darling.
So, my name is Frank Angel, and I am here on P&T Show to talk about the social life of a teenager. Thank you.
Did you hear the sound of that? Even the confidence it is giving, I'm ready for you. Take it. Good. Angel, I'm so honored to have you here. So we're going to dive right into the conversation, okay? And you're representing the teenagers in the world on this show today. So you're going to be talking on their behalf. Is that okay?
Yes.
So I wanted to briefly talk about the social life of a teenager. I mean, all the adults and children have their worlds, and teenagers also have their own world, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So let's get to talk about the social life.
Okay, so from my perspective, teenagers have this fascinating and live in a dynamic world where you get to explore and have fun and fall apart and get on your feet again. Because teenagers are like, when you get to your teenage stage, it's not everything your parents have to do for you. They tell you what you're supposed to do, the right things you're supposed to do, and from there you learn to grow and explore, and you want to fit in with your friends and do the kind of things they do, have a free life, not because of you are not meant to, but because that's what you picture in your mind. Some teens don't have the opportunity to do what they want to do, not because of it's wrong, but because of the upbringing they have, because they are trying to avoid getting into a state where they have to deal with a parent yelling at them or shouting at them. So they have to live by the rules and abide by them. So I just think that peer pressure is one thing that every teenager might have, even if it's a little amount of it. So
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question regarding friendship. Do you have friends, by the way, Angel?
of course.
You do. So do you think that friendship is an important part of a teenager's life? Do you think that it should be paid attention to, or that teenagers should have friends? Or do you think that, oh, let them be indoors and just be good girls and good boys?
Well, having friendship is not like something prohibited for anyone. Even our parents get to have friends. Though they might say that you need to focus on your studies and be more focused. and think about your life and get things going. But having someone to talk to when you don't want to talk to your mom or your dad is just something that every teenager might want to have or needs. So, because a teenager might have a good friend who might have always been there for him or her when the person would have wanted to, you know, commit suicide or do something that is not in line with what the parents would have wanted or what they want for themselves. So if you are lonely and you have no one to go to, if you don't have a friend to talk to, you might just as well end up being or doing something that you regret in the future. So having someone there to talk to you is always something that everybody needs, which is a friend.
So you're saying that teenagers need friends, and you're saying good friends. It's so important because there are some friends that are not good. There are some friends that are bad influences that can make you derail from whatever it is that your parents are training you to become, from your goals, from your vision, from your pursuits. So you're saying that teenagers need to make the right friends? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so you've said that friendship is good for teenagers. So parents shouldn't stop their teenagers from making friends. Because a lot of parents tend to do that. They tell you, friends are evil, friends, they will distract you. So you're saying that having the right kind of friends, because there are times that you'll be down, your friends will pick you up. There are times you might be, making mistakes and your friends can help you think straight, right?
Yes.
So, but it is in having the right kind of friends. So my question now to you, Angel, is in what ways can a teenager's social life influence their success in academics?
Okay, so I think that if you have a friend, definitely he or she can affect your life academically, either in a good way or a bad way. But if you are built in a way that you know right from wrong and you know that this is your goal and your aim, your objective in the future or for your future, you won't take it as okay, you don't need that person. If someone is your friend because of you are academically
Better.
yes, some people tend to want to be your friend because of what you have.
Yeah.
So if you grow in the future and you become successful, God can take away the things you have because of you're not coming to him. So if God takes away something from you or something you have built crumbles, you might have a friend, from the past that will help you. You won't even know. So being good to people and being good to people that also wants to be your friend is also very nice, because how you treat people, you won't know who would be able to help you in the future. It might be someone who you bullied in the past or someone you neglected. So you know having good friends and also being good to people who want to be your friends, even if the person is a bad influence, you can abstain from that. But when someone would you might not know where the help will come from. So God can even use that person that you turned your back away from to help you in the future. So I think that always being nice to people, especially people who you call friends, is something that everybody needs to learn.
So you're saying that we need to be friends across board, but there's also a limit to how you relate with everyone, because I'm sure that there is an extent you relate with someone who is a bad influence and the bad influence will rub off on you. So what you're saying is that we shouldn't judge people, but that we should relate with them because in the future we might need them, right? Okay, so that will take me to the next question. So this is January, And always in January like this, or at the beginning of the year, people make decisions. People say, "Oh, I will never do this again. I will never do that one again." So, Angel, have you been able to sit down to plan your year? And if yes, what are the plans you have for your social life? Do you have like friends that you're saying, "This year no more. I'm not going to be friends with this person," or "I'm going to be friends with this person"?
Actually, there were a few people that I I was like, I'm not going to relate with them this year because, when you get to know somebody and know the kind of people they are or what they're capable of, you withdraw or cut off from that person. But I'm the kind of person that even if I decide to cut someone off, I will still like talk to you, but I will limit the way I talk to you. It will just be totally different from before. And sometimes I can give a vibe that I'll be like, I don't want, like, that there's a limit that will even make you to even want to abstain because I don't want to, yes, get too close. And I don't want what have maybe repeated itself in the past to come again. And I also just want to because I'll be finishing school soon, my secondary school soon. So I'm planning to graduate, pass my external exams, and gain admission to a good school. So those are my main goals that I have this year. So if I have anybody that is going to try to pull me back from them, then I have already cut off.
Okay. So you just said something now about how you deal with friends, or this year what you're hoping to do regarding friends that you think are not helping you. So you're going to limit the extent to which you relate with them. So what of in a situation where a teenager, by the way, what class are you?
SS3.
SS3. You're a senior. So very soon you very soon you drop pen for the junior ones, then get to the next level. Congratulations, by the way. So if I'm a teenager and I have a friend who I know this person is toxic, this person is a bad influence, how else can teenagers cut off from such relationships? Do you have an idea?
Okay, so we teenagers, when you develop a friendship with somebody and you see that this kind of friend is just so intoxicated, when at first I would tell you the things you do, majority of them that, I don't like this toxic vibe. Like you didn't give birth to me and you don't have the right to say some kind of things to me. Yeah. So if some people are still like that, it's better to just give them their space or maybe report to a higher authority, someone who would, put them in their place, or maybe like not like your friend that's going to come to bully the person, but maybe in a school, maybe the principal, or that this person, I just don't like the way they behave toward me, and I just need to take a step back because of the way they behave towards me and the way their attitude is.
Okay, I like what you said about having conversation with the person. I like it because having that conversation helps you have a proper closure so that the person doesn't feel like, oh, you are ghosting me, you're no longer talking to me, you just moved on with other friends, or you just came back from 2024 into 2025, now you're a big girl. So having that conversation helps so that the person knows, okay, this is what you did, which I didn't like, and I'm deciding to, stay on my own. I'm deciding to not be friends with you. We're no longer enemy. We can still be friendly. I mean, I just like the idea of having conversation and then disconnecting in a peaceful way, right? So I'm going to ask you the question about how parents can help, because the social life of a teenager is not just the responsibility of the teenager. The parents also contribute, right? The social life of the activity that happens in the family and all that. So do you think that parents should help teenagers in their social life? Do you think that parents can help?
Yes, it's very essential because some parents, because of the way maybe they were brought up in their own stage of life, they won't see the way we see our teen life, the way they have seen theirs. So sometimes if maybe you tell your mom or your dad that, you know, you want to relate more with them. Some of them might, say that you're just trying to say something that makes no sense. But even if they say so, everybody is human. So part of them might, regard what you are saying as something that is useful to both you and them. And you might start noticing some changes in the way you both relate, because every parent wants to see the success of their child. So they won't push them away when they suggest, especially maybe when is you're having a conversation with your parents and they want to know from your perspective what you want them to do regarding your social life with them. So when you become close to your parents and you start, you are able to tell them things, it means that they are not pushing you away. So developing a close relationship with your parents also grows your social life, because it's like you can easily tell them things that you haven't even told your own friends, because they're like your friends too. When a parent becomes a child friend, like, is more different from when you're friends with somebody that you're not related with.
I
Yes.
like that. So, Angel, do you feel like, okay, I'm able to talk to my mom about anything and everything?
Well, I won't say anything and everything, but she's my mom.
Yeah.
And like, there are some things that maybe you would have done that you prefer to talk to your dad or your sister, but there's some things that you also prefer to talk to your mom with, because she's your mom. But even as a teenager, you want your parents to only be proud of you. So if you have done something that they won't like,
You may not want to
sometimes you
tell
might
them.
even prefer to give them a hint than to tell them straightforward. You want them to find out instead of instead of telling them directly.
And sometimes you do instrumental truth. Like you give them the truth in instrument and then watch how they will react. And like, oh no, she
Yes,
can't handle it.
exactly. So you use like the kind of words like "what if,"
Exactly.
so
Or my
that
friend said, I get the gist. So I want to ask you, what do you think parents can do to be able to win the confidence of their teenagers so that the teenagers will talk to them more? Because I know that a lot of teenagers want to say something. I'm a teen mentor, right? And every now and again, I have teenagers that say, Auntie Precious, I want to tell you something. Don't tell my mother. Don't tell her. This I'm telling you, I've not told anybody. And I'm wondering, I mean, as much as it's an honor to have that kind of private information, I also feel like, but as a parent in the life of this girl, why is she not able to talk to them? So I wanted to speak for all the Teenagers Association of the world. So if there is something that parents can do to have their teenagers open up more to them, what do you think that thing will be?
to act like them, to be. I know that you they play the role of a parent, but when you become so close to them and you now act like them, some teenagers, their parents are their best friends. So it's like as if we were both born on the same day. It's not like as if you're just my mom or my dad, but then we just have so much in common that you start feeling like, if you tell them this kind of thing, they don't have any reason to, blame you for it.
Or judge
They will
you?
advise you,
Yeah,
instead of judging you.
exactly.
So when you act when you have that relationship with your
Parents.
teenage child,
Okay.
or when the teenager has the relationship with their parents,
Yeah.
it's like as if they are you and you are them. So you don't really have much reasons to hide so
Hide
many things
something.
from them,
Yeah.
because you guys share a lot in common, and it's like them too, they have told you the kind of things that a strict parent won't tell their child, in
Exactly.
order to avoid them from making that kind of mistake. So that's what I think.
Okay. So um, being close to the teenager, connecting with the teenager, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And being able to think like them, to get into their shoes, right? not to be up there. And I mean, you are the parent, but you are the authority. But then again, sometimes you also need to come low and listen to me, right? So I will also add, do you think that parents need to spend more time talking with their teenagers?
Yes, I think of that a lot because many families,
Yeah.
some of them are many people that are, very wealthy, come from rich homes. They don't know anything about their parents because they're never around. But some people who are not, they don't have much, but they're living happily, you know, they tend to be more close to their parents because they always have time for them. But some other parents, because they think that they are providing everything for you because they have the money to spend.
Yeah.
But the quality time, not knowing anything about me,
Yeah.
it's just like as if you are a guardian who is just providing for me, but you're not giving me that basic closeness, that thing that I need as a teenager. So it will really help if they pay more attention to their basic needs.
So you're saying it's not just about providing school fees, paying school fees, providing needs. There's also emotional connection that should happen.
It's always been there.
And is a need for teenagers?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Teenagers want more of their parents, want more conversation. Yes. But parents do complain that, oh my, this girl does not talk to me. She does not open up. He does not, if I ask him, he will be giving me one-line answers. He doesn't want to even talk to me.
I feel like it's because of maybe the way they put it. Like sometimes some parents might be wanting to all of a sudden, wanting to start getting close to their child.
Like by
And then they'll
force.
start feeling opposed, like in a kind of way, because, if you want to find out what happened at school today and, maybe your child did something wrong, and instead of, laughing it off and saying, just tell me anything about it, instead you shout at them to tell you, sometimes it just scares some of them away because they're like, this is not what they expect. So how do you really expect me to tell you? And then instead they just say nothing and keep holding that thing to themselves, even if they know they want to tell them. So, the manner at which they approach their child, you know, calling them calling them in a more nice way makes them to want to open up. But saying it in a way that is like as if you are shouting at them or
Forcing yourself on them.
yes, forcing yourself on them is not a very nice way of approach to them.
Good, good, good. We're doing good. I'm learning a lot from you as well, Angel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so are you on social media? What social media platforms do you use? TikTok. I knew it. I knew it. Teenagers on TikTok 5 and 6. I was just going to say TikTok, but I waited for you to say it because I mean it's fine. But you enjoy it, right? So do you think that teenagers, I mean, TikTok right now, TikTok, Snapchat, but for Nigeria, TikTok is like the home of teenagers. Do you think that teenagers are doing it well on social media
Well, not all.
in terms of their content creation and the way they go about it?
Well, many teenagers, if their parents are able to get them like what they want in the aspect of a new phone, social media platforms, they, they're happy because they know that people in their stage, everybody's using that phone that is following the trend.
Yeah.
And, they want to be part of people that are always posting and things like that. So when they don't get that, it's like as if they are missing out. So when you are always always there on that social media platform, it always makes you feel among your peers. So but some teenagers don't use it in the right manner because they feel that their parents don't use social media platforms like TikTok, so they can't see what you are doing. Or even if they are there, you may have blocked them from seeing your posts. So
Or they'll use a name that you will never find.
exactly. So maybe parents are too focused on providing for you that they don't even see that part. Like they're like, you can't fathom, you can't, notice it at all. So
Do you think that social media is a distraction for teenagers?
well, if I'm on it, then I don't think it is entirely. But some people just get so carried away and attached to things that it becomes their god, and they become very addicted to it. So I think it's because of they don't have any limits or restrictions at all.
I love that. Limit or restrictions. So let's even talk about it. So limits, there should be limits to the usage, right? And there should be restrictions. For instance, there should be a time, there should be a day you don't go on social media. You do other things. You engage in one-on-one physical social connections. There should be days, there should be a time you say, by this time, I'm off social media, right?
Yes, because if you are using your phone and you're watching TikTok, your phone is not hanging or giving you any stress. You can be on it for 2 hours without knowing. And it's like 2 hours of your time in a day is, taking away the things that you're supposed to be doing at that time. I mean, you know that you're supposed to be studying or probably doing something else, and you prefer to use it on social media because nobody is stopping you. Because when someone is restricting you from one or two things, you might feel like they hate you or something. But when the time comes, you'll be the one to thank them, because they were there to limit you. If not at that time, you would have, whiled away time without knowing that this is not the thing I'm supposed to be doing at this time. So yes, I think limits and restrictions are very important when using social media.
I also think that limits are important, but then again, purpose is also important while going on social media, particularly for teenagers, for everybody really, because it has to be that you know why you are going there. For instance, what do I want to do with my social media? What kind of message do I want to preach with my social media? I'm not talking about Bible or religion, but what do I want people to hear on my platform, to see on my platform? So if I have that goal defined, if I have that purpose defined, it helps me with what I post and how much time I spend on social media. So when I go on social media, I don't just go there and start scrolling endlessly. I go there and I know, okay, I'm back here to make a contribution. What do I want to post? Who do I want to inspire? Who do I want to motivate? Who do I want to teach with my story, with my life, with the things I'm learning? So I think that goal and purpose is also important, that teenagers get it before they get on social media. Do you think so as well? Okay, so what's your last advice? Because we've come to the end of this interview, but I wanted to talk to teenagers, look them straight in the face on the camera. Look them straight in the face and give them your 2025 advice.
Build your dreams and make the right decisions. Make your parents proud and do the things that you want to do with your free will without, always holding back. Make friends. Open up, because if you don't open up, you won't get any help. Make good friends, and in 2025, don't hold back any grudge or anything that would, hinder you from success.
Fantastic. That's a 1 million advice from from Angel. Angel, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really had a great time talking with you. So before we go, there's usually a smart game that we play on the show. Are you ready to play the game with me? I'm going to really go fast on you. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to give me the response like really quick. Okay? So I'll give you two words. You choose one that you like more, the one that pertains to you. Are you ready? 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 Okay. Text or voice notes?
Text.
Morning or night person?
Morning.
Teaching or learning?
Learning.
Road trip or flight?
Flights.
Music or podcast?
Music.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Best friends or casual friends?
Casual friends.
So you prefer to have casual friends?
Well, both actually. I have to say both.
Okay. Art or science?
Art, because I'm an art student and I don't like science.
Okay, so what course do you want to study? Law, I see. Congratulations, and I really hope that you get into the best of schools and make your contribution as an art student and as a barrister in the future, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so congratulations, Angel, because you have just won yourself a scholarship into our preteen and teen goal setting workshop. And it's going to come with 1 month free mentorship from me, Coach Precious. How about that? Congratulations. So it will be my pleasure to have you in class, okay?
Right.
Good. It's been a great time talking with you. Thank you everybody for staying till the end of this show. Remember, this is P&T Show, and every Friday by 6 p.m. we bring you a beautiful episode of the show. And today we had Angel talk to us about how and what the social life of a teenager is about. And it's been a fantastic moment with her. If you would like to know more about the P&T Show, go to the comment section and drop me a comment. If you have questions, if you have whatever you want to say to us, and I'll see you again next week, Friday. Bye.